2011 window regulator, right rear door, crew cab, Silverado, Chevy. All right. First you want to do is remove this piece, cover for the door handle, inside door handle release. Pull it. Held in by a couple clips. Okay. Then remove this 7mm screw down here. Okay. And then remove this 7mm screw right here. Goes in there. Okay. You got the cover off, a screw out there, and a screw out down here. So the next thing to do is grab a hold of your door handle, pull the door up, comes loose. And then you need to do is undo your switch. Okay? Inside there. And you have to push in a little tab, and you can pull the switch out. Okay, pushed in a little piece right here, and unplug the switch. And now you can take the door panel, put it off to the side, and you can get to the window regulator inside the door. Okay, you want to pull down your plastic, kind of get it out of the way a little bit, also so you can see where everything's at. Okay. Okay. I have to undo the window from the regulator. I have to find that. So there's a 10 down there and a 10 right here. That will undo the regulator from the window. And you take them out. Careful that you don't drop the glass. Next thing you want to do is remove the 3 10mm head bolts for the door speaker and unplug it. Same kind of plug. You push in the tab and unplugs, okay? So now I can get access to that bolt. And that bolt. Okay, those are 10mm and you need a deep wall socket. On these nuts, you just loosen them up so you can feel the glass moving behind it. You know, you just take them halfway out. You don't want to take them all the way out. Same thing with this side. So you want to feel the glass moving inside the little channel inside there. So next thing you want to do is slide the window up and support it. Put some tape up around the frame under the glass, or somehow wedge a piece of wood in there to help hold it up. Just make sure it's out of the way so you can get the regulator out of the door. I use a piece of duct tape. Just keep an eye on it because it will eventually undo and walk. So, all right. Okay, come down here and unplug the motor. Same style clip. Push a little piece in and pull it out. Okay, you got a bolt there. 1, 2, nut. 3, bolt. 4, bolt. And 5, nut. Okay? These 2 top, you just need to loosen them up. So you just push them up and get them out of the holes. Okay, because the hole's bigger. Like it holds it. Okay? I took them all out. All right, leave none in. 3 bolts, 2 nuts. What you do is you push the tops together like that, and then you bring it out this side of it. Bring the whole thing out. Okay. It'll come out. Just need 2 hands. Okay. There's the top, and there's the bottom. Okay. And there's your breakage right there. Okay. a new one, put it in the same way. Squeeze it all together, put it in. The bottom of the regulator goes in first, and then the top goes up. Okay. Make sure you match up the regulators before you put them in, because this is my second regulator, and then I found out that I ordered a part for a 2011, and it's a 2005 Chevy Crew Cab, not a 2011, 2005. My mistake. So in the beginning I said it was a 2011, but I got confused with another vehicle I was working on. So it happens when you get old. So I got the new one, the right one, and it looks just like the old one. So, because it has this on it, right there. Okay. Matches. So, okay, now I'm gonna put this one in. Bottom in first, and then the top goes up. Remember those bolts? They go in those little slots. Okay. Okay. I put the bottom in first, slid it in there, and then separated it. Got this bolt in on for the right side. This one for the left. They just barely fit through the bigger holes. Now you just line up the bottom, and you get them started. Same thing on the other side. Get your nut and your bolt on that side. Got your two upper bolts tight, two lower nuts tight, and your other bolt over here tight. And then you gotta plug in your motor. Okay? Plug in the motor. Plug it right in. And then we'll undo our glass. And we'll slide our glass in there. But we'll need to loosen these up first. Okay? Loosen the nuts up. Just like you're taking the window off, remember? Loosen the nuts up and then spread them apart. Because they got that rubber on them, they'll stick together. Okay? So make sure they're not both stuck together, make sure they're separated, okay? So now we'll undo our tape and we'll lower our window into them little channels. And then we'll snug those bolts up with a ratchet, 1/4 inch ratchet. Okay, you lower the window down inside there, and there's a little shelf. There's white plastic right here. Window sits on a little shelf sticking out like that, and it's inside your little clamps. There's one in the back. Glass sits on the little plastic shelf. It's inside there. I put my finger on it. I don't know if you can see my finger. See my finger bouncing? Right there. Got a little plastic shelf there. Here. There we go. Let's see. See it? There's the plastic, the white, and there's the glass, the black. There's one in the front and one in the back. So you want the glass resting on that. Snug up your little nuts right here. Snug them up. Both of them. But before you snug them up, you want to push the window forward. Make sure the window's all the way forward. Okay, and then you snug them up. And then you want to go and tighten them up. You want to tighten them, but you don't want to over tighten them. If you over tighten them, you might shatter the glass. Okay? So remember, if you're having a hard time putting your glass in your little clamps, then you make sure you got it on that shelf. You don't want it on the other side of the shelf, because then when you go to tighten them up, you'll bust your glass. So make sure the glass is resting on the shelf. So I got mine tight. So now I'm gonna put my speaker back in with my 3 bolts. Okay, you got your speaker back in, your 3 bolts, and you plugged it in. And on one spot on the speaker, there's got where the bolt goes, got 2 little hangers on, and that goes on top. Then you put your plastic back on, make sure you stick your wire harness through properly. Make sure all your holes for your door panel that hang on there are open, okay? So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna plug it in, and then we're going to double check our window, okay? Okay, here we go. Oh, that's down, it goes up. Heads up, we're good. All right, now we'll put our door panel on and I'll put our 2 screws back on and our little handle cover, okay? Make sure all these little hooks go into the little hanger spots for them, okay? Okay, when you're putting your door panel on, you gotta find that rod and align it up with the little knob here, okay? It's not in. Got my door panel on and this thing popped out. So I need to put it in there. It goes in a certain way. So back first, line up your notch. Yep. It says back first, but I'm gonna have to push the little notch in there. Alright. I tried back first. It wasn't going too good. So, there we go. Okay. It's in there all the way around. Now I'll put my 2 screws in and then I'll put my little cover on. Okay? Okay, when you're putting the screws in, make sure you line them up and look in there with a flashlight so you can see the hole in the plastic nut. And make sure the panel's in all the way around. Put your hand around and make sure you feel it. Make sure you don't feel no gaps, okay? Should be good. So we're good. Now we gotta clean the window off, get all the fingerprints off of it. Okay? All right, thank you.